Good afternoon, Cumberland County. It is 1:30 p.m. on Wednesday, January 14th, 2026, and we are here for our Salary Board and Board of Commissioners meeting. Let's begin with Salary Board, and Desiree, if you could please call to order or do the roll call vote.
Commissioner Niederer?
I'm here.
Commissioner Bashi?
I'm here.
Commissioner Eichelberger? Controller Best? Here.
Hey, now is our time for public comment. Do we have any public comment in the room for Salary Board? Seeing none, Desiree, do we have any public comment online for Salary Board?
No request.
Okay, moving on to the agenda. We have the approval of the minutes of January 5th, 2026. We could have a motion, please.
I motion to approve.
And I will second that motion. Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. And now we will move on to the Salary Board actions. Do we need a motion for the Salary Board actions, please?
I motion to approve the salary board actions.
I will second. Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. So any other business to come before the Salary Board? Okay, so
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. So now we will go into our Board of Commissioners meeting. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hey, Desiree, if you could please do a roll call.
Commissioner Niederer?
I'm here.
Commissioner Bashi?
I'm here.
Commissioner Eichelberger?
Okay, we are now going into public comments on non-agenda items. Do we have anyone in the room who would like to do public comment on a non-agenda item? Don't see anyone. Do we have anyone online?
No request.
Okay, so we are going to get right into the most exciting part of this meeting. We have the recognition of Steve Spangler for serving 11 years as chair of the Cumberland County Local Emergency Planning Committee. Come on up, Steve.
I'm well, thank you.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
It is good.
So good to see you. And as the commissioner member of the Local Emergency Planning Committee, it is my honor to present you with a proclamation thanking you. The Cumberland County Board of Commissioners hereby recognizes and honors Steve Spangler, LEPC chairman, whose tenacity and dedication has made him the perfect leader of the Cumberland County Local Emergency Planning Committee. After 11 years serving in the role of chairman, Steve is stepping down, but will remain on the board to continue the organization's mission. At the start of his tenure, Steve became a certified member of the county hazmat team so he could better understand how the LEPC could support the community. Steve's leadership has made a lasting impact on safety and preparedness in Cumberland County. His title has changed, but his support for the LEPC mission remains. The Cumberland County Board of Commissioners thanks Steve Spangler for his continued dedication to the safety of the citizens of Cumberland County. Presented this 14th day of January, 2026.
Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
I appreciate it. My publicist really did well.
Very well. So I think it's really important for everyone to know about Steve. And I see his wife Randy is here today.
Yeah, that's right. She had anything else to do.
Oh, sure. So, Steve was a police officer. He was in Hampton Township. He has been one of the police officers who has really worked on the importance of community policing. Yeah. And really, you have made such a mark on police work and so important. And then, you just continued it into other aspects of public safety. And I so appreciate that. And the county appreciates your service very much.
Thank you. I just got a text from a guy that I arrested in 2006 for DUI, and it was his third DUI, and he thanked me for treating me like a human and being kind to him. And, just because somebody did something wrong, gotta push them in the right path, so to speak. But we're all humans and all gotta get along. It's just been doing it my way, I guess.
Randy, do you want to come up for a picture with us?
Hey, Steve, it's Kelly Niederer, and I just wanted to say I'm sorry I can't be there today, but thank you so much for your service.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Commissioner. Thank you.
Steve, can I get you to open the certificate? Can I pull it back? Oh, other way.
I was a cop, not
It may have pulled out of the tab.
Yes, it's pulled out of its.
does it need to be in?
We could just,
No, I think if you hold it like this.
yep,
All right.
yeah, that works. Okay, all right, I'm gonna take a couple pictures of here. Does anybody else want
Yes.
to join in from public safety? You guys are good? Don't want to be the picture? All right.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. It's nice seeing you, Randy. Yeah, nice seeing you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
you. Thank you very much.
Hey, ready? Ready to move on? Okay.
All right, so that takes us then to the consent agenda, which is a list of routine items that do not appear to be controversial in nature and which do not seem to require any additional discussion. If discussion is desired on any of the particular items, then that would be agenda items number 5 through number 10. Now would be the time to make that request. Hearing none, seeing none, commissioners, I would ask for approval of the consent agenda.
I'll move
make
to
that-
approve. I think we have a move, we've moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Thank you, commissioners. That takes us to the regular agenda. This is a list of non-routine items that will be discussed and may be acted upon individually. We'll start with agenda item 11. We have James Brandt here to discuss and seek approval to accept some items. I'll let him explain.
Good afternoon, everyone. Perfect. Piggybacking off of Steve's certification there, but Department of Public Safety is asking for the Board of Commissioners approval to accept a donation from Advanced Disaster Recovery Incorporated to the local emergency planning committee. Prior to an LEPC hosted training event last Thursday, the committee received a popcorn machine, a case of popcorn, and some accessories, including serving cups and serving bags valued at less than $300. The LEPC plans to use the machine at the annual summit, the annual public safety summer fair day, and other outreach events, and hosted training classes where permissible. Advanced Disaster Recovery has been extremely supportive of the LEPC. They've sponsored the summit at gold level every year since inception. This donation shows their continued commitment to the mission. The committee is very thankful for this contribution and the relationship that's been built. Again, we ask for your approval to accept this donation to be used at future LEPC outreach events. Thank you.
Any questions?
No, and I move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, commissioners. That takes us to agenda item 12, and we have Annie Huck to discuss and seek approval for a contract for aging community services. Hi, Annie.
Good afternoon, Stacy. Good afternoon, commissioners. This is a non-monetary contract for us to have an intern with the University of Kentucky.
Any questions for Annie?
No, and I will move to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thanks.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay, thank you, commissioners. Thanks, Annie. Next, we have Jamie River joining us to discuss a contract for children and youth services. Jamie.
Good afternoon. I'm used to saying good morning. This is for Adelphi Services Incorporated. This is actually for JPO. It's a software used to help them determine better the services for the youth that they serve. It is for the amount of $45,000. However, with the split, it's an 80-20 split, so we would be responsible county-wise for $9,000 of that total amount. Any questions?
Any questions?
I don't have any. Okay, I will move to approve.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you, commissioners. Thanks, Jamie. That takes us then to agenda item 14, which is discussion and approval of a contract and a grant. And it looks like we've got both Brenda and Ryan discussing, and I believe Brenda, you're up first with the contract.
Good afternoon, commissioners. We're proposing a contract that will be funded through the opioid funds. And it's through A New Tomorrow, where they will continue an existing program where we have CRSs in the prison, people that are able to be helpful to the people in the prison with an opioid history, but then also follow them in the community. A New Tomorrow has taken on the same existing staff. Clients will never know any disruption in services.
And then, commissioners, if you're okay with just continuing and discussing both, Ryan has some information to share about the grant.
Sure. So we operate on a 5-year grant from the state through the Department of Drug and Alcohol Programs. Normally that grant would start July 1st. It was supposed to start July 1st of 2025 and should have gone through June 30 of 2030. However, the state was a little late, and so the grant wasn't able to start until January 1st of 2026, and we'll go through June 30 of 2030. So it'll be a 4.5-year grant instead of a 5-year grant. That's how they determine how much money we're receiving. And the amount that's listed is only what we're receiving for the 6 months, January 1st, 2026 through June 30, 2026. They'll update the amount each year going forward.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that was shocking when I saw that, so I'm glad you mentioned that,
That's
Ryan.
just 6 months, it's
Yeah.
not 5.
Yeah.
They used to list it as 5 years, so it was a larger amount. And so this year it's just 6 months.
Any questions for Brenda or Ryan?
Don't have any. I will move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, so Ryan is still standing because he has the next agenda item, which is, well, I'm just gonna turn it over to you, Ryan.
Each year, the Big Spring Community Chest makes a donation to drug and alcohol. And each year we use those funds to help provide prevention services in their catchment area. This year they made a donation for $800. So like acceptance of that.
Any questions for Ryan?
Questions?
I move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, commissioners. Thanks, Brenda. Thanks, Ryan. Okay, that takes us then to agenda item 16. We have discussion and possible motion to approve 2 items, and we have Kirk Center here to discuss.
Sure. Commissioners, as you're aware, we launched the Cumberland County Connect Small Bridge Program in 2015 or 2025. If you recall, that program was aimed at bridges that are between 8 and 20 feet in span length, which weren't subjected to federal and state inspection standards. So in Cumberland County, we well over 100 of those bridges. Often their status was unknown because they haven't been inspected. So through our contract with municipalities, we inspected those bridges and put together a capital improvement plan. We had over 20 municipalities participate in our program. After we started the program, I heard from Mount Holly Springs Borough, said, hey, we don't have any of these small bridges, but there's a few other bridge projects that we have that we're interested in. One of those is the East Pine Street Bridge. That bridge is actually over 20 feet in length and one that we inspect on behalf of the borough. Working with Tom Day, who we have with us today, the manager of Mount Holly Springs, went out and took a look at the bridge, and it needed work. And the critical aspect to this bridge, it's a link between 2 major businesses in the borough that I'll let Tom explain that. The borough came to us and said, we realize this is a problem, and we realize it's going to need fixed for us for mobility, but also for economic development purposes. Had HRG look at it. HRG is the county engineer, also the borough's engineer. Came back and looked at the bridge itself as an arch bridge underneath the surface, but in reality, we could replace that with what would end up being a small bridge, be more of a culvert. So we took a look at it and realized that bridge would actually qualify for our small bridge program in its end state. So we talked to the borough, asked them about the small bridge program we had, their interest. They had an interest, but they also had limited cash. You know, being a borough with limited revenue, limited cash, they came back to us with the concept of replacing the bridge using borough in-kind services. So what we worked up was a contractor bid to replace the bridge would be about $370,000. The borough is suggesting they would do most of the construction work on their own, valued around $200,000, and then apply to the county's small bridge program for a little over $170,000 for the work that they couldn't complete on their own. So we wanted to bring this to the board because it doesn't follow our traditional model of the small bridge program, which is the municipalities put cash match dollar for dollar up to $200,000 that we put into these projects. So it's a little different. In this case, I think it recognizes the borough's commitment to the project, that they're willing to put their own staff resources out there to do it. But also, I think it's innovative for the borough to think of ways to get these things done when you're not flush with cash. So, Tom, I'll turn it over to you. Tom's here today. He's the manager. You can give a little more update on the project if you'd like.
Sure. Good afternoon, commissioners. The East Pine Street Bridge, somehow Mount Holly adopted two bridges and we tried giving them to the county, but of course the county. The one that's in question here, it's approximately 170 years old. And in some fashion throughout time, the bridge was widened or the roadway was widened. The one half that has the oldest part, the archway, no problem. But the other half had a tile, well, actually a metal drain portion to it. That's the one that the engineers have concerned about. They just restricted the bridge down to 16 ton. And why this is important to Mount Holly, we actually had 3 businesses that depend on access over this bridge. One is Alfalfa Green, big manufacturer for Mount Holly. The other is Holly Paper. What makes them unique is they're the only paper mill in the world that makes the transistor paper anymore. So they employ about 85 employees, doing wonders. And then we have Norfolk Southern's rail yard. So with the restriction, we can't get tractor trailers on the East Pine Street Bridge until we get this fixed. So that's why we're asking the county for assistance in this. Thank you.
Any questions, commissioners? I don't have any.
I haven't been on this project, but Kirk, just in general, we have a number of boroughs that are tax base constrained and who rely on their bridges. Is this so unique that this would be the only borough we would think of extending this to, or is there some applicability of this to other small communities?
Yeah, there could be, Gary, if there's other boroughs that have bridges in similar status.
Okay.
But I think it does set up, that's why we wanted to bring it forward to the board. Typically, we bring you just the contract for the project. Is that this is a little change in the way we do it, but in my opinion, it's a good change because you do have cash-strapped boroughs. They can't put up the cash, but they can put up the manpower. We're still getting the job done. As you heard here, this is an important project for Mount Holly Springs Borough. One that, with our assistance, I think we can get done. It's a 2026 project if we do it, right?
Yes.
So
Oh, good. Oh, that's good.
it's something that'll happen quick, and our money enables that project to happen.
And the in-kind is specific to that project.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Any other?
And I move to approve.
Well, second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you,
Thank you.
commissioners. Thanks, Kirk. Thanks, Tom. Okay, that takes us to agenda item 17, and we have Kirk discussing the bid results and motion.
All right, okay, so actually 17, 18, a little bit length. We have Bridge C21 and Y1 preservation projects. These are county-owned bridges. So again, this is preservation work we're doing as part of our bridge capital improvement program. That didn't end, in 2022, we finished most of our work. We're still preserving our bridges well into the future. So this project involves those 2 bridges. We've bundled them together to achieve economies of scale. Our bid prices are good. You can see the bid to Lobar site development for a little over $990,000 below engineer's estimate, which I believe is around 1.1 million. So we have good bids on it. The motion for you today is to award the low bid, then authorize execution of the contract, which in this case, the contracts came back very quickly, and that is item 18. That we would be authorizing the bids and then moving forward with execution of the contract project bid.
Any questions?
I'm just point of information. I'm going to be abstaining on these because Lobar is a family connection. I have no financial interest in that business, but because of the family connection, I will continue my standard practice of abstaining on any contracts for Lobar. And that would include in under item 18 as well. So do we need to vote those separately? When we get to 18?
They can be voted together with the understanding that you are abstaining from both of those. If that's what you're.
Well, the Lobar's part is half of the vote on item 18. I want to abstain on that. I'm okay with the HRG. I prefer to vote on things where.
That's fine. You can do it that way.
Okay, and I just have to specify it at the time.
Exactly.
Okay.
That matter comes up.
Very good.
So agenda item 17 is where we are now.
Okay, so we are moving on agenda item 17, which
I'll make
is
I'll
to,
make
you
the
go,
motion, Jean.
I'll second. It's moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Abstain.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so that then takes us to agenda item 18. Kirk, did you have anything additional to share before it's considered by the board?
Okay. So I will move to approve.
I will second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
I have an eye on the HRG portion, but abstaining on the Lobar portion. That means the yes. Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners. Thanks, Kirk. Okay, that takes us then to agenda item 19, which is discussion and approval of a DEP 2026 Cumberland countywide implementation for the CAP grant acceptance. And I know I butchered that, so I'm just going to say, Elizabeth, take it away, please.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, so for your approval today, we have the 2026 Cumberland County Implementation and Coordinator Funding. We are seeking your approval to accept the award in the amount of $725,176. This includes $100,000 in coordinator funding for 2026.
Any questions for Elizabeth?
Oh, I move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners. That takes us into agenda item 20. This is discussion or approval of capital project request from the Pathonetary's office. And this is for digitization of case records with a total project cost of $300,000. And Juliana was not available this afternoon, so I'm covering that in her place. And I've got the very capable Mark Adams kind of as my backup here in case I don't say something I should or don't explain something well enough. So the Pathonetary's office has budgeted for this year to start a project to digitize their files. These are files that they have in storage downstairs. They're not the active case files. That digitization would mean bringing those records off site, having them reviewed, having them scanned, and then have them quality controlled to make sure then those case records would be able to be destroyed. And then the digital record would be the official case record. They have looked at many different vendors, and IMTO was very involved in that process to ensure that we have the right specifications and the right technology being utilized. And they do believe that the $300,000 for this capital project request would definitely cover everything from boxing, transporting, scanning, and then again, the destruction of the files once the digital records were created. Mark.
We've even added some extra things for the vendor to do. So they're increasing the dots per inch on the quality of the scans from 200 to 300. It meets kind of more of our archival standards. And they're producing the 3 copies that are needed for the PDFA instead of the microfilm archival methods. It's PDFA. So they're doing those things for us and then disposing of those records as well.
Any questions?
I'll move for approval.
Stacy, I do have a couple of questions. So I guess there is no money in the Records Improvement Fund to assist with this. And does the recorder or the Pathonetary have any records improvement money that they generate through their documentation filing?
So there is no money in the Records Improvement Fund, and no, there is no specialized Records Improvement Fund from the Prothonotary. I would have to look into any judicial automation fund dollars and how much that entails. I can tell you though, with the amount of money that is charged and the long period of time that it takes to pay that, I would be very surprised if that fund had that substantial of an amount in it. They typically use that for smaller technology purposes to enhance their day-to-day work.
They also use that to pay their maintenance, their annual
Yes.
maintenance for their existing case management system. So from an electronic perspective, they're maintaining their current environment with those automation funds.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So we had a motion. I will second. Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners. Thanks, Mark, for the assist. And then that takes us to agenda item 21, which is discussion and approval of a capital project request for the Controller's Office for a pension admin software quote add-on. Bob DeGrossa is joining us to discuss.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Commissioners, I am requesting your approval on the capital project that has been put before you. In December of 25, the Retirement Board approved the add-on to the PTG pension admin module, which would provide a quote module, in essence, that employees would be able to, through self-service, run their own quote scenarios. What is put before you is the capital project request in relation to that. Everything is still paid for out of the retirement fund. And so I am asking for your approval.
Bob, real quick. So as I recall the conversation, you did say that adding this will alleviate some labor burden on your office. Is that correct?
It will allow employees to run scenarios on their retirement options. But again, it's one of those where you have to put the correct information in. People will have to come to us for an actual official quote, obviously. But this should allow individuals to be able to go in there and do these scenarios. So right now, if somebody wants to come to our office and get some type of a projection of their retirement, this would alleviate that. Correct. Yeah.
But the greater benefit is
yeah, assuming they're
yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
The greater advantage really is the ability of the individual employee to financially plan.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Bob, I want to thank you for putting this into motion. I hope it'll be a real asset for people, as you say, even though it's an indicative rate or an indicative payment that they may expect. I appreciate you going to make this happen.
Yeah, thank you. It's everyone we talk to seems excited about it. So yeah, I think it'll be great.
I'll move for approval.
I'll second. Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob. Thank you, Commissioners. That takes us then to agenda item 22, which is Commissioners' Liaison Reports. And Commissioner Nader, we'll start with you.
Yes, first of all, I want to thank everyone for accommodating me. I am here at the farm show, and special thank you goes to the Friends of the Pennsylvania Farm Show Foundation that has let me temporarily plop in their office to take this Zoom. And I wanted to also say a thank you to Silver Spring Township for their presentation they made to the board. It's great to have that relationship with the municipalities where they want us to be a partner in the things that they're doing, just as Kirk had represented with Mount Holly. Commissioner Bashi and I toured the aquatic center that the YMCA has purchased. This is different than just a pool. It's really, really big, and we'll be able to host a number of very special events because of the size and scope of that. Additionally, I attended the Cumberland York Area Local Defense Group meeting that's coordinated by KDIC. Much of that work had been put on hold due to the federal budget delay. But they are compiling projects and will continue to pursue those to support the installations. Of note, Senator Mastriano had mentioned, I believe, that he is considering trying to have the 81 corridor designated as a critical defense corridor due to all of the installations along 81 across multiple counties. So that would be helpful for funding if that would happen. We had the Ag Board meeting this morning, and at that meeting, they reorganized. The chairman is Bill Piper, the vice chair is Mike Kleinpeter, and the secretary is Denny McCullough. They approved a request for a rural enterprise for the Stover Farm at the Destiny Dairy Bar, which and some ice cream was supplied, which I think everyone seemed to enjoy. And I wanted to let the board know Nathan Bard is working on an application along with GIS that will map the farms that they will be rating, which will account for their soil type and the critical groundwater recharge area. So it's going to be a very cool tool for us and for them to use in ranking them. And kind of, I think it'll give great information for everyone. And today at the luncheon, the governor spoke and mentioned that Pennsylvania is #1 in farmland preservation in the nation. So he was very proud to make that designation, especially to this group of folks that are supporting the farm show. That is it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Before we move on, I just want to ask, have you had a semi-quincentennial milkshake flight?
I have not. I don't do ice cream, but I can bring back a milkshake if you want. I've heard the blueberry is very sweet, but very good.
Okay.
Very crowded here today.
Just checking. They have a red, white, and blue flight of milkshakes for the semi-quincentennial. And I'm not going to say that word again because I feel like I've said it correctly twice.
And Stacy, I'm staying here because I am participating in the feed scurry that will be happening. And so I am really relying on my mucker and the horse to get me through this event. I have no idea what to expect, but everyone assures me it will be fun.
Okay. It sounds like it will be fun. Thank you. Commissioner Fauci, what do you have?
So the Western Council of Governments met, and one of the big topics was the municipalities on the western end of the county that are dealing with data centers. And they talked about residential developments versus data centers and what does that mean in terms of water use, congestion, and the impact on school districts. They talked about, I guess there are 6 different types of data centers. As these municipalities are doing their due diligence on things, and some of them use lots of water and energy and some of them don't. So they really talked about doing your homework as a municipality so that you understand what you're getting. If a data center comes and approaches you and then you want to proceed with it. The Middle Department Inspection Agency, Inc. is always at Western Cog. And the 2021 codes have still not been adopted. These building codes have still not been adopted, and it is creating tremendous uncertainty in the MDIA world because some places are saying, hey, we're going, these 2021 codes are out in the book, ready to use, and do you really use them? So there was a conversation about that. The Western Council of Governments voted to increase the building permit fee, and that will be increased from 3% to 6%. The 2026 road materials and line painting bid packets are due on January 30th. We should be looking for a Shippensburg Regional Town Hall to be happening in the next month or so. Newville is going through the home rule process. Those municipalities talked about how hard it is to recruit fire police, how difficult it is for EMS services to calculate ambulance fees. And they also talked about home rule and how home rule seems to make it easier to hire police officers. The library system met. They have new officers for 2026. Patricia Leib is the president, John McCrae is the treasurer, and Kevin Lytle is the VP. The library system
is working very hard to partner with county departments. And so, for example, Brenda Iliff's department, drug and alcohol, Bossler will be distributing not only naloxone, but also Datera. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah, great.
Datera. Simpson Library is also planning on doing that level of distribution. Coy Library in Shippensburg distributes, but they do it in conjunction with Shippensburg University. Our prothonotary, as we know, e-filing is now a requirement for the prothonotary's office. And so our member libraries got together with their research librarians, and those member libraries will be helping people with the e-filing process. So they can help them with scanning, they can show them where to go to find forms. They have lendable laptops in libraries. You can't take them out of the library, but you can go sit somewhere very quietly and do your e-filing. The library system is working on its strategic plan. Jeff from Bossler, we've had a brief conversation about our court-appointed special advocate volunteers and how they are needed, and how there was a virtual meeting for people that were interested. And Jeff said, well, you know, I have these beautiful meeting rooms. So if they ever want to do that in public, as a public forum in person, he would be happy to host that. So I've connected him with Anita for that. And that is all. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Eichelberger.
Okay, handful of items again. Let's see, I mentioned at last meeting, Light Board was canceled for the month, so I won't be having anything to report on that for a little bit. Item 2 is the aging. We heard from Annie earlier, but she is reminding us that there's a need for advisory board members. So they're in recruitment mode for the advisory board. And if anybody has names or individuals they'd like to speak to about that, please feel free. Nice thing there, as opposed to some of our other boards, is there's no particular job background or skill set required for most of those. So we're hoping to recruit some folks who are willing to do that 4 times a year. So their biggest thing, she said, right now is obviously preparing for the move to Rittner Highway. That's going to happen in the next few weeks. So let's see here. Okay. Solid Waste Advisory Committee, SWAC. I'm still getting used to referring to SWAC, but their January meeting was canceled, but there is a meeting in February. Judd told me they have finalized their slate for officers now for the committee, and action will be taken on that in February to get that firmed up. So that'll be forthcoming. Big news then for them right now is that DEP approved the county's household hazardous waste application for registration last week. So they jumped right on that. That's, of course, a great program. It's been very successful. So Justin said he's already opened the registration midweek, and they have 23 people signed up already. So that means people are out looking for this. It's become expected by folks who have household hazardous waste that they don't want to dispose of inappropriately. So that's a good sign. Tomorrow is the MHIDD, Mental Health and Intellectual Disabilities Advisory Board meeting. So I'll have more to report on that. Nothing's particularly special on the agenda other than updates right now. But I did get an update from Mark Evans, who's given us sort of the year-end summary on the waiver status for IDD and autism. And of course, as reported before, they've had a considerable amount of success in winning access to the services through the waivers that were granted last year, including some through the unanticipated emergency request process. Our numbers have been very much increased in Cumberland County, in part because of population increase, of course, and also just because of the new, I would say, awareness of autism as a need and a service area that we're very active in through that. So ODP has released a new administrative entity operating agreement that's to align with the performance-based contracting that is in process of implementation. that agreement is being negotiated. It's been negotiated. It's in review. It'll be coming to the commissioners, be forthcoming probably in the near future for our review, discussion, and hopeful approval and signature. And so there are two events that Mark wanted me to bring attention to. The first one is the Business Champions event that has been reinstituted. And Business Champions event is about providing recognition for businesses in Cumberland County that are providing active employment opportunities for the intellectually disabled who are transitioning out of school and have a need for future engagement in our community and a productive lifestyle. So we've been successful with this over the last number of years in Cumberland County. And the businesses that are participating certainly are the ones who are making opportunities for folks who otherwise would have difficulty finding them, perhaps. So there's an event February 6th. All the commissioners are invited. It's 11 a.m. at the Capital Area Intermediate Unit. And they'll be recognizing 4 businesses. And I don't think I'm letting anything out of the bag by saying who they are. It's Terranetti's Italian Bakery on Turtle Road, Airmark, Weiss, the grocery stores, and Wegmans. So our thanks to them, and looking forward to an opportunity to extend them the type of recognition they deserve for that. The second event that he asked me to mention is that the coalition's holding their annual transition fair at HAC in March. I don't have a specific date for that just yet, but that is, of course, is for individuals in the IDD system who are in their second to last year in the school system. And this is to provide for planning for life after high school, post-secondary education, community employment, transportation, and other resources. So a key transitional service that's offered through the county's NHIDD that we're going to hopefully continue to see success for. That is, I believe, all I have for now. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner. That takes us into agenda item 23, which is report of executive sessions. We'd like to report on January 8, 2026 at 11 a.m. There was an executive session regarding personnel. And now I'll ask if there is any other business to come before the board today. Hearing none, seeing none, we are adjourned.
Stacey,